So,
facts.
I wish it would like allow us to be like, hey, which portion of Power Car do you want to run? Because aren't there like 96 configurations of that track?
Yeah.
90 some odd, and they're all still bad.
I mean, if you get rid of the long ass straight, it's bearable.
Yeah, there's configuration. There's tons of little chicanes and stuff they can throw in on that straight.
Like I'm sure, like Coda, there's a national configuration. Mark, I'm gonna pull off to the left here. You can go by me, unless you want to draft me for a little bit. Get that poll time up. I'm just gonna drive straight on.
A really good version of Power Card, actually. The one that they ran for F1 in like 1990, I mean, without the it was a shortened layout. They like cut into a 90 and run a shortened straight. Flowed really well. The track's super fun to drive like that.
GT3s, you can head out for quali. If someone wants to type that in the chat for anyone that is not in voice chat.
Exit is clear. Don't cross the line. Okay, Brian, we've got 10 minutes to set a lap. We've got cold brakes all round. 10 minutes remaining. 10 minutes.
Does anybody have like tire pressure estimates? GT4, what's it, like a half PSI difference between left and right?
I have no idea.
My pressures are probably wrong.
Yeah, that didn't them after that pit stop.
Incident in Sector 3. Sector 3 is yellow.
Oh, what does AC drive say I should do?
Yeah, in the Camaro I'm using like 2 liters of fuel per lap. So I have to take like 142 in total.
That checks out.
Is refueling legal?
Yeah. Oh,
No.
oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, no, it's not.
We're not allowed to?
Yeah, no, we're not.
They should be able to.
Okay, so you say you're bringing 142?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna max the tank out, I guess. I didn't even know you could fit them.
No, you I'm joking. You have to.
You have to refuel. I was to say, I didn't know this race is possible without refueling. I guess I'll lift and coast.
You'd have to lift them close to say like 20 liters.
I did an event like that a while ago where it was Spa for, I think it was like 95 minutes or something like that with GT3s, or maybe it was 75 minutes. To the point that you actually had to choose either different engine maps or lift and coast, or you couldn't just hot lap. It was a good time.
Lift and coast is always faster than engine maps. Literally all the time.
My fuel calculator says it's going to be about 95 liters.
95 liters? What car are you
Having a Prius?
Aston
What liters per lap?
2.96 is.
No, yeah, no. That's not gonna work, mate.
I wasn't okay. Then like you're gonna need 140. You said.
Yeah.
I need 128 in the Merc.
Your brake temperatures are
What
fine,
are you
mate.
doing to the
I'm gonna
left?
split
Just,
the 2.7.
1.79.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense if you're doing 2.7, but he's doing 2.95. He should basically be using 140.
Well, the lap times are like what, like 157.
Yeah, 157? No, 159.
Yeah, pole, I think it's like 159.
9 on pole. Okay, that's good.
So that's good. I'm 2 seconds lap faster than that guy.
Yeah, plus 2 seconds, yes. That's how it works.
That's 93 liters. Oh wait, not miscalculated. Yeah, 140.
I was saying, are you doing for 90 minutes or are you doing for 60?
I forgot to carry one. I had slapped in case you couldn't tell. Yeah, I'm gonna bring a little more. 143 liters.
Okay, Brian, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left. The leader has just done a 147.64.
Bro, how fast is that Ferrari?
Theme of today is gonna be arc
That's your
and
best
brakes.
lap
I
of the
can
session.
feel it.
All the GC4s are gonna miss a braking marker at some point during the race.
Oh, yes.
Smash through all the boards.
Yeah.
Vettel.
Yeah,
24
don't even worry about the boards. They're gonna be gone in 10 laps.
Oh yeah. Just please don't hit the braking boards. We're gonna need those collectively.
That's half fuel. You've used
No,
half your fuel.
I don't know if you can hit the ones that are hung up high. I don't know what kind of acrobatics you
Yellow
have to
flag.
perform to get to those.
Have you
Second
playing
one is
AC
1.9
with the,
off the pace.
the Racing Trucks mod?
Or the dinosaur one.
There you go.
Yeah, the T-Rex. Oh. Mr. Sir.
Clear of the incident. Green flag.
Yeah, that's,
0.34 off the pace.
Yeah, that's
Not how you take a story.
Yeah, that could just get you up and cheer you up.
I need to like put tape over my screen on the Delta to say if I'm 2/10 down, don't do anything stupid like that.
Leave it to Italy to shape their national racetrack like a boot.
Yeah, it's just taken after the shape of the country.
Yep.
God damn, I hate this racetrack.
That's how I feel about
Me too.
the popular ones.
I think we all have PTSD from that one open lobby.
I never actually raced here in an open lobby.
Don't. My first race ever
Flag,
was
sector
in
2.
an open lobby. I finished, but barely.
So the first open lobby race I did was Laguna. That was also a bad idea.
Open lobbies at Spa are always like nuclear warfare cars.
Yeah.
Dude, everybody complains about turn 1 here in open lobbies, but in my experience, turn 1 at Nürburgring is always way worse.
Oh, your turn one's terrible there.
That's 2 minutes
Even
left.
was
2
my
minutes.
most winning open lobby track is people are so terrible there all the time. Nobody can finish it. If you're breaking 2 minutes, you could get pole. It was stupid. Driving standards in sim racing have come so far in the past 5 years.
Sector 2 is 0.30 off the pace.
But no, Lesmo 2 is definitely the most dangerous corner here because you get Porsches and they spin off of it all the time.
Oh man, you just jinxed me. Exactly what I just did.
That's what I mean. That's why we're driving here.
That's hilarious. I called it.
I saw a 992 going through it. As I was saying, I'm like, why?
Looking forward to the GT3 race here.
Good.
What's your quickest lap in this session? Your lap time was 1:49.21. Very little fuel
I'd hope
left.
the rear anti-roll bar, I guess. I don't know. That might not be a good idea.
Whatever you do, don't look at the AOR leaderboard for this track. Just don't.
Don't people live at this track on the sim? Like they wake up and they drive 45 sleep.
Sector 1 is 0.6.
How the hell do you want 2 seconds?
It's real time, isn't it?
Good question.
They just had the 3 hour here like 2 weekends ago, last weekend. I think it was 2 weekends ago.
It's so BOP dependent. Also, people don't realize is that the GT3 series, these things are run, is just not that competitive at all. Sim racing is way more competitive with these cars now. It's a pay-to-drive series. All the competition is in IMSA and WEC.
When is the next IMSA race?
I say, isn't the GT3 series like not broadcast, like kind of put forth as a gentleman's driver's?
My internet just died right before the race.
It started as that. Now you have a lot of serious drivers in it after it's got a big fan following. But yeah, like races like N24 and Le Mans and everything have big eyes on the car. Same thing with Bathurst. But like Watkins Glen, they have a race up there, or Sonoma, like the driving standard. There are like 3 or 4 like really fast teams, and then it's just like a bunch of dentists and doctors and like rich kids. Next IMSA race I think is at Mid Ohio.
That's the end of the session.
Next week, there's nothing there, as far as I know. And there's a lot in the summer, like Watkins Glen, June. I think Road America is earlier in June as well.
Well, I think for at least for SRO, Watkins isn't on the schedule.
Oh, did they take it off?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised at that because I was looking at doing organizing an event like coordinated with it. I was gonna try to follow the American series as much as we could.
P2 90 minutes.
And it wasn't on the schedule that I saw. I'm like, well, that kind of sucks that they just put it in the game and then don't have it on the next season schedule.
The track temp
at least you have a
31.
laser scan.
The temp
It's eventually going to get ripped
Celsius.
and chucked into AC1, and then it'll be archived to be ported to whatever sim's new. So I'll have an archived laser scan of the track.
Isn't
30 seconds. What the hell?
IMSA?
Oh, damn. I guess we did a quick ranking here.
Pit lane start.
Sorry, guys. I did not pay attention to the time between qualifying and the race.
I clicked a bunch of buttons and then I clicked drive.
Yep, that's what I did. Okay.
Everybody make sure your fuel's set up for the pits.
Yeah, I have no idea. I just did 86 and 86.
Yeah, that should get you
Yeah,
there.
that should be more than enough.
Yeah.
How am I not moving right here?
Turning repairs off. Ballsy move.
I did the wrong fuel. Can we get a restart?
Are you on quality fuel?
I did. I made a mistake. I'm in the pits right now.
Stick it in reverse, put it in the pits. Next IMSA race, if anyone's interested, is the Multiple at Monterey.
There's a racetrack in Monterey. Where?
Well, it's Laguna.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's actually this weekend.
I feel like I'm driving in slow-mo. This is what I get for driving an F1 car all week.
Where do you drive the F1 cars? What league?
I was running it at Mexico and Barcelona and stuff.
In Assetto Corsa?
Yeah, an AC. I do the skinning for the Formula Hybrid. I make the AlphaTauri and I do the community skin pack.
Oh, nice.
Yep, it's a lot of work, but it's really rewarding.
I've been driving that car recently, and there's some broken setups. Like, actually, just next time you're in the car, you want to see like the car's true potential. Minimize all the springs and anti-roll bars, and you'll know it's fun. It doesn't have any aero effect. It's just infinite grip. Well, not infinite, but a lot more than you would have otherwise.
For what car?
The RSS Formula Hybrid 2023 and 2022. And
2023 is probably the only realistic one other than the Formula Alpha 22 for the new generation. Everything else has been a pretty crap approximation.
The 2023 feels realistic to drive when you're on default settings, like no setup whatsoever. Once you start to exploit stuff, it's like 10 times worse than negative toe in 1.8.
I engineer setups for that car. It seems like it likes to be at the minimum regulated ride height, which is kind of expected since the minimum was just set. And similar spring rates, like front and rear, like around the 130s, usually stiffer on the rear, oftentimes. Low bars, and then it's just aero tuning.
If we're on the rear, that's something I haven't seen
Follow
with
car
that
number
car.
747.
Most people just go stiffer on the front and then have like really aggressive aero.
Those are hot lappers, though. Like, you want it to like have a lot of the floor to just be able to just seal and grab and just be able to maintain that. If you start stiffening it up, you're gonna hit bumps and your car is gonna get airborne and the seal's gonna go away. And you're gonna slide too much.
Most of the tracks are like flat. That's the thing. Most of the tracks don't have bumps.
Good luck.
Good luck, everybody. Have fun.
Good boys.
Be careful. Respect everybody.
Go, go, go.
On your right. Hold your line.
Where'd DJ
Stay
go?
right. Right side. Still there.
Guess that was a no on the restart.
Hold your line. Hold your line. Clear right.
If I hate this car after this test event, I can always go back to the Camaro. That's the bright side.
All right.
On your right.
Oh, I revved it out too much.
Clear right.
There.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh no, this is bad. Oh, that's bad.
I did not know you were gonna keep it in there, to be honest. I did not expect you to keep it in.
Holy shit.
Let down and rejoin.
Okay, so I can't cut the curbs like the real cars can.
Car
Got
right.
it.
Clear right.
Yeah, that's
All right.
ACC for you.
Hold your line. Hold your line. Clear right. Right side. Still there. Hold your line.
Well, that was
Still
almost a nightmare.
Got some interesting
there.
track usage.
Hold your line.
Let's go,
Clear
DJ.
right.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, that.
Oh shit, that was a break marker there. My bad, DJ.
Did we touch at Parabolica?
You're looking really good.
Yes.
Come on, keep your focus.
We did?
Wait, like, didn't someone just get murdered?
I thought I touched Anderson at Parabolica, but I didn't get the signal for it.
Oh no, you're in GT3, weren't? Wow, you're in GT4.
Mic on. Mic feedback on.
Where you telling me? Let me know when you guys get close.
That's okay, go,
Left side.
go.
Hold your line.
No,
I missed my
breaking marker.
Still there. Hold your line.
To the people who place curbs in
Still
Italy,
there.
maybe consider other job fields.
Hold your line. Hold your line.
Honestly, that's kind of
Hold
true.
your
All
line.
Italian chats except for Magello
left.
are death sentences. The only reason Magello isn't like that is because the MotoGP races are.
If it wasn't a motorcycle
God.
track, there'd be killer
What the
curbs.
hell?
Whoa, that was super laggy.
Yeah, he like teleported.
Yellow flag.
That was
Is that-
On your
laggy,
left.
like from the back
Still there.
view.
Clear left.
You're clear. Incident clear.
What the hell just happened? He like just appeared in front of me all of a sudden. Did I kill someone? Cause he was like really far ahead of me. I think I killed him.
And you've got a yellow bar on my end as far as connection goes.
Like, is it like large? Like, is it terrible? Am I like jumping all over
Sector
the
2 is
place?
now green.
You're not to me, but
My internet did just die like 2 seconds before the race started, so that's great.
If anybody wants to complain about Monza,
I shit
just
myself.
remember, Indianapolis is in this game.
I was daydreaming, it's okay.
11 seconds of damage now. But I don't think any of it's suspension.
Okay, Brian, ignore that fucker in the mirror. Stick to your line. Nail those exits.
Oh yeah, I brought downforce. Well, that was a mistake. So everything set up.
Is Under in here?
Well, I gotta admit it, Pat. The horse does feel pretty damn good.
Fucking told you.
It's the most fun GT4 to drive. The new GT3 that they did is really good too.
Yeah, that's what I'm driving on. That's
Alpine's
the
pretty
first time I've
fun.
tried it. On the insistence of Mr. Cockcroft.
Your lap time was at, what, 50?
I was like, I'm not gonna like it around
You're
Monza.
2/10 off the pace.
This was days in the works, or months even.
On your left.
I mean, the brakes are
Clear left.
looking awesome on this car. Maybe I'm just used to the very long braking zones of the Lambo right now, but
You can't beat a light
Comparatively.
car. It's
I'm
just
dead.
physics.
I'm dead.
And now you're like, I wish we picked this car for the series.
I really do.
I love it.
Car left.
Sector 3 is now yellow.
Still there.
Lambo's just so damn heavy.
We think Lee has gone off in cover parabolica.
Clear left. Right side.
No, I outbooked
Nobody else
myself.
in our
Hold your line.
division driving the fucking Porsche. There's nobody driving it.
Hold your line.
Nobody?
In our, no, I mean, at least not in the
Still
first
there.
race. In the first race, there was like
Clear right.
7 or 8 Mercedes, 3 Lambos, and the rest is Ferrari.
Every lap, I'm seeing the Peroni curve, and it's disturbing me.
I need Brian Anderson and Mr. Sure to fight like this the entire race so that I can.
Yeah, our tires are going to be dead in about 5 more laps.
Yeah, I just need y'all to keep fighting so I can feel like I'm picking up with you.
It's just, I think I'm killing people in my just because of my pain, and now it resulted in me being dead.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
I wish I trained my cat.
You can see
to give me a
Donald
beer.
has binned it in. Let's move 2.
Car left. Clear left.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I should have refilled for the race.
Lee, I might be 6 seconds behind, but I'm coming.
Oh, baby.
1/10 a lap, alright, eventually.
Don't be intimidated by this little shit.
TJ, that's not the line.
He's faster than you, entering Lesmo 1. Yellow flag.
So far behind the mic from doing
I thought this was their rally.
That's a
Sorry,
pretty
scare
rally.
was.
Green flag.
Yeah. Doesn't the
On your right, clear
WRC come here?
Yes. Well, not the WRC, but they run a rally here.
Oh,
Yeah, they use the old oval and some abandoned parts of the track and access roads, and they set cones around the start finish.
I'm just starting to regret not qualifying.
Being there, regret scheduling this event at Monza.
Yellow flag.
Anybody missed turn 1 yet?
Green flag. Incident clear. The guy behind has just done a 149.68.
Car right. Still there.
Oh shit.
Still there.
Yeah, I just
Clear
did
right.
at deltas and not paying attention.
Left side. Clear left.
Sector 3 is clear.
I don't think I'll ever take that corner better. That was close.
A little too close.
Okay, Brian. Don't be intimidated by this little shit. Make him work for it. He's quicker than you into Lesmo 1. That lap was at 1:49.73.
Left side. Hold your line.
I think, you know, maybe I can still come back from this.
Hold your
maybe.
line. Clear left.
Come on, stick with
Everybody
the bastard.
remember to adjust your tire pressures on the straights.
Multiple people have already missed turn 1, guessing by the broken boards.
Oof. Broken board. The important ones are up on the fence. You can't break them.
No, like, not like in turn 1, you know, the ones you have to like avoid to not get a.
The board's Vettel hit in 2020.
Yeah. Was it 2020?
Yep. Yeah, it was his last year for Ferrari. As a big Vettel fan, that was a tough year.
That was the one he had the brakes fail, right?
Yep. And then Gasly won that race. It's the best, most important F1 race of this generation. It fixed the curse of no midfield teams winning for a decade.
Maybe Aston can win. Maybe if there's like a crazy red flag with Ferraris and at least like Max
Okay, Brian,
gets taken
double
out.
chances here. Let's make sure we can take them. P2.
Yeah, Mercedes brought downforce that weekend like they usually had because they knew they'd get pole.
The gap in front is increasing. It's
And,
now 1.9.
After Hamilton's 10-place grid penalty, it was just game over. And everybody else had issues. So it was Gasly versus Sainz versus Stroll.
The GT4 tires wear that much? We're only doing 45 minutes on them. Well, I'm at least only doing 45 minutes on them.
I'm not feeling much wear. I'm
We're
getting
only 2 minutes into the
2.7
race.
a lap in the Aston. Well, 2.67. So tire and fuel usage seems to be pretty light.
Look at a 3-liter dead consumption.
Are you driving the Camaro?
Yes?
That
The
explains
Camaro's
it. That car's a
fast.
gas guzzler.
The Camaro's fast. I'm doing like 58.7.
Nice. Well,
Just cause I can actually chunk like a crazy amount of curb in this car.
yep, this is probably the Camaro's best track since it likes really slow corners and long straights. The Mustang is similar to GT4 as well. That's what I always
The leader's just down.
dominates at Daytona.
48.93.
Archer, I forget that there's a Mustang and a Supra GT4 that isn't in this game.
I know. Those are the cars I actually want to drive too.
There's actually a Nissan Z GT4 as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
Nola.
Myth it.
Slower class car ahead.
Understeer. You have to wait for the understeer to die, then you can get up.
Clear left.
Okay, GT4s, I'm gonna warn you, if you're getting past in the Lesmos, you're gonna get a lot of outwash off the GT3s. It is not fun.
Come on, stop fannying about. Fucking pass it.
Which one's the Lesmo?
The 290s, the ankle, the boot.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the first one you'll get more understeer because it's longer. But you can save it in the gravel.
Okay, Brian, you're coming up on some slower cars. These guys are busy fighting. They might not notice you.
Run off.
Oh, this thing loves the low revs.
On your left. Clear left. Car left. Clear left.
It sounds like the car is too low on the revs, but then
Man, that is a good looking car. It should have won its class in Nürburgring. If only there wasn't an absolute helmet of a driver driving it for,
what was it, Dowdy?
half the race.
Oh, that car.
I thought you were gonna take that, Riley. I'm all out of sorts.
58.5.
We need to let him get away. He's been on my ass the entire fucking time.
The 911 looks great through the second Porsche corner.
The gap in front is now 2.5. Slower class car ahead. P2.
Really sketchy.
On your left. Clear left. Car right. Clear right.
That's early, Pat.
I mean, I gotta pee so bad.
Oh, okay.
And I'm looking
Understandable.
forward of
Yeah.
just driving by myself.
The pit stop might be long enough, but it's gonna be close.
The gap ahead is now 3.5.
I can actually see another GT4 on my Delta now.
That last lap was at 150.50. Sector 2 is 0.7 off the pace.
So what's the point of the exhibition race?
The fact that we're not having another race for
Funsies.
another 2 weeks.
Good point.
I'm away for Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, my birthday's that weekend anyway. Fair enough.
And I felt bad enough the fact that we had to delay the season start by almost a month.
Yeah, that sucked. But hey, I appreciate being able to have this. This is a fun track for these cars. Gets me running GTs again instead of just open wheel stuff.
What are you running open wheel stuff in?
A setup course. I used to run iRacing a lot, but I can't do those physics anymore. I like having slide.
Have you done them in AMS2?
Primarily F3, Formula V, a lot of MX5 prop stuff, a lot of dirt track.
Yeah, but have you tried them in the game Automobilista 2?
I have AMS2. I've just gotten reinstalled it and I've been enjoying it. I've not tried that car yet.
That was
The MP4 8 or whatever it is fucking unbelievable.
What year?
I don't know. It's in like the Gen 3, 4 packs or something.
Since the sports sale's coming on for Steam, I was gonna buy all the DLC then.
Oh no!
Just get the season pass. It's expensive, but the content is quality.
Oh, I have no problem spending a little bit on a sim after, you spend in real life for one weekend or hardware costs. I know what it takes to make good software.
It looks like Laura has gone off in cover parabolic out.
Yeah, highly recommend the season pass on AMS2.
Do we run any leagues on AMS2 or?
Yep. Weekly. Again, I'll send you the link. I've been racing with these guys for a year and a half now. Mostly just bi-weekly, or 2 weeks, 2 races a week. They switch up the series every other week. So you run the same car twice in a week on Sundays and Thursdays, but it's different car Sunday and Thursday, but 2 weeks in a row for the same car per day. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it's good to have variety. It's not just like GT3, it's like other stuff.
That's the draw for AMS2 is the variety, so they try to bring that out.
Yeah, get me running some different cars and tracks that you wouldn't see otherwise.
Yep. Like on
time was
Thursday,
1:68.
it was 99 stock cars at some track I've never heard of.
That's fine. Brazil then.
Like Landria Short or something like that.
Oh, Londrina or Londrina.
Yeah, probably. So it's kind of fun. I only did the first one, and then I hopped into the coaching session.
You ever run Cascavel before?
Yep.
Love that track. It's incredible.
The P4s in that are so good. P4s in that sim are the best.
Yeah, me and Russ were battling for the world record for what was it? Jarapagra?
Right foot at 1 second.
Yeah, however you pronounce that. A few of those Brazilian tracks we had the world record. We were trading back and forth.
Oh,
before they wiped all the time trials.
We could still probably try and get that back. Nobody else does it with me.
You ever run the M1 Pro car in there?
I have, and man, that car's a handful. I'll just say that.
Well, it's even harder in a setup Corsa, but I just transferred my setup over to that with some slight tweaking, and it's so much fun.
The Porsche GTE in AMS2 is probably, it's definitely top 3 favorite cars in sim racing for me.
Is it the 2020 GTE or is it the older one?
I couldn't tell you.
You'd know off the sound or if it was rear or mid-engine.
You might. I don't.
Well, the 2019 Porsche GTE is my favorite contemporary cars, so That thing was amazing in person. And it was so loud at Watkins Glen, you could hear it over the entire field at any point on track. You knew where it was.
Yeah, that's the P4, and the MP4 Formula car. I think those are like my top favorite sim cars. And then they got like the Group C cars. Those are fucking fun
The gap in
too.
front has increased. It's now about 6.1.
Nothing beats Group C. It just seems like there's not much interest in sim racing for them, sadly.
I mean, it's so difficult to handle.
No one can handle them. They're
Really? I guess, I don't know. I like crazy vintage stuff with 1,000 horsepower and weighs nothing.
I mean, I run a league that does their own custom, like BOP to Group C cars and AC, but they are handfuls and a half.
Not many people will go and sit down and try and beat Stefan Belov's 611-1 around the Nordschleife and get near it or beat it, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you know there's a historic Nordschleife on AC. I've never tried it, but apparently
It's the 70s version. It's very bumpy, I'll tell you that much.
Alright, Brian, there's a car exit in the pits. Heads up.
The Nordschleife is a lot of fun.
0.30 off the pace.
I would recommend trying it out on there if you have it. I don't have that AMS2 track, but I've driven it a lot in a Assetto Corsa, and it's a great time.
Coming up on a slower class car.
I've missed driving the Merc GT4.
Yeah, this track is very suited to that car.
Left side. Clear left.
Lee, I'm wondering, did you have to pit, or was there an issue that slowed you a while ago?
What? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you were like 8 seconds ahead of me, now you're 10 seconds behind.
Oh, yeah, I had to pit. Wait, no, 10 seconds behind? No, I'm like far back.
Let me refresh my overall. And it's saying you're 10, 11 seconds behind.
Can't be true.
Strange if that's not the case.
No,
The
that's
gap in front
me.
is now 6.9.
Make sure to buy your setup from Coach Dave Academy.
You've just done 149.
They have this crazy board that's like level up your game or something.
Driver 61 used to be so good until like the pandemic happened, and then he just sold out to sim racers. Now it's all like, do you know that if you trail brake, you go faster? Do you know that Max Verstappen is so fast because he uses 100% of the grip of the car into the corner and then some? It's called sliding the rear. Just every video stuff like that.
I miss his like old university series stuff. That's what taught me the basics.
He taught me a lot of good driving technique.
Almost with the car, but that's good.
Especially with the steering, because starting out I was definitely using the steering wheel too much.
I still do that.
Alright guys, have a good night.
See you later.
Dropping like flies.
Yeah, I'm just glad I could make it for this one, because I had to like reinstall the game. Because there is an error.
The gap ahead is now 7.6 seconds.
But yeah, any of the field spread here would be atrocious.
You've just done a 140.
You gotta run a spec series at this track for it to work.
You actually have to have draft
Temperature's
in this
decreasing.
game
It's
for
now
this track to
27
work.
Celsius.
Drafting works in AC. I haven't really tested it much here.
Draft is not, it's non-existent basically. All you get is dirtier.
Man. Well, I hope the developers work that out or add it to AC too, because it'll be needed. We should be able to run the Indy 500 with GT3s. No, GT2s, and add that as a layout. Cursed.
The gap in front is now 7.3 seconds. Slower class car ahead.
On your right.
Look at that
Clear
pretty
right.
Lambo.
Am I in fourth? What happened to Richard?
There's a lot of death out here.
At least I wasn't the only one to suffer.
You may have also pit.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
It was me being indecisive at the.
Yeah, I just misread the situation a bit.
Oh, that was me.
The gap to.
Oh me, sorry about that.
It's now
Possible.
17 seconds.
I'm running out here on strategy. The field spread is so bad.
Yeah, hindsight, we should all ran like Ferrari Challenge or something like that.
Oh, for a challenge.
I've done that here, and the racing was incredible. It was one huge draftathon. Those cars are the worst cars raced nowadays, though. They're just hell.
Coming up on a slower car.
Just remember not being able to turn at all.
They turn like a next-gen NASCAR.
So not at all.
Yeah. Gen 6 could, that new one can't. Old Ferrari Challenge could turn, new one can't.
Did they have a major update to them?
Oh yeah, they hit like 300 almost in the straights here.
Car left.
No, but like
Clear left.
before, when they first added them to the game, have they like changed a lot? Like, or are you talking about in the real world?
In the game, I've spectated Ferrari Challenge a good amount in person, like at Montreal and Watkins Glen.
The gap in front is now
I can't
7.2 seconds. That lap time was 151.
I haven't talked to the drivers, and they probably wouldn't know. They're probably dentists and think they're amazing because they spent $500,000 running their racing program with it.
Slow car ahead. This is the leader for their class.
Yes, P6 on exit. Feels good, man.
Come on, turn.
These tires are just balloons. I didn't bring enough pressure. My lefts are 1 psi off, my rights are 2.
didn't notice before I did my pit stop that my rights were a little low. Oh well. Not like I'm being competitive anyways.
At least the new tire model, you can play around with pressure. The old one, it was just like, oh, 0.1 off, race over.
0.1 off, 3 tenths down.
Sector 2 is 0.36 off the pace.
Oh, big crash. Some Ferrari GT3 died on the straight after starting.
The gap in front is now 7.9.
Has anybody ever designed a V8 that was just 2 inline 4s bolted together?
These are the kind of racing thoughts you have when there's actually no one around you.
We're only halfway through, not even. Yeah, that's where my mind is. Well, it's either that, or I'm thinking, what if I break it to 55 board instead of the 60 into the second Lesmo? Let's see what happens. Like, I'm at a point competitively where there's not much I can do. I'm like in no man's land.
I've been in no man's land since 10 minutes into the race.
Fuel remaining.
I started from the pits because I had to like fix my audio levels. And because I didn't practice at all, so I didn't want to crash into everyone.
You pit?
No, I'm going halfway.
Let's see, that missed my braking with these orange tires.
Speaking of which, I might as well just adjust my fuel level because I can do that.
The gap in front has increased to 8.9 seconds.
Staying right out.
Thank you.
Coming up
We're
on a
like a
slower class
second
car.
slower than I used to.
Right side.
Yellow flag.
Clear right.
Have you guys seen Road to Le Mans by that actor? I forgot what his name is at this very moment in time where I should probably remember what his name is.
Clear. Back to green flag.
Is that the one on Amazon Prime?
No, that's the one on Amazon Prime is about a guy in a GT4, no? Like
It was all prototypes in 2015. That was a great. It was like a Drive to Survive.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. There's a movie about this British racer that's teaming up with a gentleman in IMSA, the GT4 Championship or whatever they call it now.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if it was a movie or a TV show with multiple episodes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it right now. This car's setup, tire setup is not imbalanced. It has stagger. It actually helps me turn right. It has stagger. Just a little more on the left side.
fumes, mate. Coming to the pits at the end of this lap. Box this lap.
Dude, the draft the GT series give you is so much. They just punch a massive hole in the air.
Well, that's great if you're in the straight behind them. If you're in a downforce corner, it's not so good.
The camera doesn't have any downforce anyways.
We'll be in P.
Yeah, I think I'm running a little bit. But I don't really run much on the GT4s. I know I'm instructed to run none, but... What's 1 kilometer an hour? Or to quote Logan Sargent, what the fuck is a kilometer?
Logan Sargent. I was gonna
He was
say
saying when he enters F1, he's gonna be like, what the fuck is a kilometer?
It's kind of crazy that for all the younger kids in the junior formula to have any chance of actually getting to F1, they have to like
Traffic
move
behind.
to Europe. Everyone, if you're from Australia or America or literally anywhere else in the world that's not Central Europe, you have to move there. Even if you're British, you have to move to Italy for karting.
Yeah, I mean, that's just moving around. You're gonna have to get used to some different units. It's good to become fluent in as many of them as possible, because, you know, a lot of metric units are good, a lot of metric units aren't. Like for tire pressure, you know, PSI is standard, but, you know, bar is cool, just not really for that application. But it's definitely the way to go in most places, I think. Because you can adjust pressures by like 0.1. It's just easier to fathom. I mean, it's just a preferential thing. You can go and say like, oh, it's a 0.01 of a bar, but that's not as... It's not as catchy or accurate. I can't tell you a racing team that doesn't use PSI. Like, even in F1 since the beginning, it's been that way. I'm stuck with that name
Okay,
as
Brian,
too, so
that's half distance. Fuel levels are fine. P4, your front brakes are pretty hot now. The gap ahead is now 3.9.
I'm incredibly inconsistent right now.
Just slamming water at the moment. I'm drinking enough today. Stalled in the pits. It's one of those days.
That's every day for me, man. Oh, someone's been in the pit lane.
Is anybody moderating right now?
Jacobs.
I am, but
I
I'm
accidentally
in
upshift. No. No.
Slower car ahead.
At least now I
This
know
guy's
I'm
their
from
class
flat.
leader.
Where are you at?
I'm currently
Right side.
4th in class,
Clear right.
9th place overall.
But where are you at on the track?
I'm out by turn 1. Turn 3. Curva Grande going into the chicane.
The gap in front is now 3.0. That lap was at 150.16.
Thank you so much.
It's only because I'm in last place by a lot.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I get for not running ACC for a month. Forget the pinning rules.
Yeah, I don't know why Kunos would just let people run into the pits in original AC.
No, I accidentally upshifted.
No, like in the original AC, I don't know why they had it that way. Why can't they just make people use the speed limiter?
Oh yeah, forced speed limiter. Realism, I guess. I remember when Kunos was like, yeah, nobody's gonna want like gravel that actually can beat your car, and everybody's like, we would like that as an option, and then it just like never happened.
If we got that, everyone would complain about that. If we got that, everyone would complain.
It's realistic gravel settings, you know? If they're gonna go all out, or realistic damage. But, seem to be uninterested in things like that.
You're never... Realistic damage is difficult in terms of licensing.
Oh, because they don't want their cars destroyed.
Yeah, no one's gonna want to see their car destroyed in the game.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's why you see games that actually have like realistic damage like that don't have anything branded.
Only Iron does. For a while, a lot of their stuff was unbranded.
I mean, they still have like
The gap ahead is now 1.8.
what is it? The IO1 they called their fake F1 car?
Yep. Yeah, I just want it on open wheelers. Like if I hit the wall, a tire to come off, things like that.
Yeah, that's not as bad as like Ferrari's not gonna enjoy seeing their 488 get mangled up around on a wall.
Yeah. Well, I doesn't need to be visual, just as, performative. Yeah, I think the most amount of damage you see on those Ferraris is a cracked windshield and some scratches.
I'm gonna be like 5 seconds behind you, Jacob. Probably like 10 seconds actually if that's the end of
It is funny to see how many people got into sim racing because of crashing and like BeamNG and NASCAR 2003 though.
Left side. Hold your line. Clear left.
That's what used to pull in YouTube viewers like a decade ago.
Alright, Brian, just keep hitting your marks. This is looking good. P2.
Excuse me.
The leader is printing now. The gap behind is increased to 0.7. Make him do all the work. Focus on your exits.
Okay, note to self, higher tire pressures means angrier curbs.
Coming up on a slower class car.
What it feels like to have tires with grip.
On your left. Clear left.
Slower class car ahead.
On your left. Clear left.
Imagine if they had a TCR. ACC.
No one would drive it. Let's be honest here, no one would drive it. It would become the new M2CS.
I would.
Yeah, but like, you won't see any leagues. Like GT4s, the leagues are hard to come by. So imagine what you would get for TCR.
I mean, I ran a Ferrari Challenge League, but it was only like 11 people.
Yeah.
That was as big of a league as that car probably ever saw outside of official Ferrari event.
Okay, Brian, lap times are pretty consistent. You're pulling away from the guy behind. The gap's now 3.6. Coming up on a slower class car.
Well, Mr. Chicane, he's gonna give me a penalty. Yeah, no time to
Left side. Clear left.
The dirty air from Parabolka behind a GT3 is over a second. It's nuts. What do you think they're doing up on that tower on the left next to turn 1?
You know, someone's gonna miss their braking point because they're looking at a tower on the
Yeah.
left next to
Broadcast tower.
P2.
I know, the only track I know has a tower similar to that is up at Imola. But it would be
Montreal used to have one.
You're pulling away. The gap behind is now
Montreal,
3
really?
seconds.
Yeah, they used to have one beside Wall of Champions.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Last time I was there was like 2018, 2019, and
Yeah.
it was at the
No.
remodel.
Exactly, now they rebuilt it, so I'm not sure what it looks like now.
Yeah, they redid the whole pit wall between 2018 and 19. So they're rebuilding the whole city at that point.
I think it was even in the contract with F1 that they rebuilt the pits for new, higher standards.
Yeah, it happened at Silverstone over a decade ago.
And a paddock club, right? Gotta feed to the rich.
I think I like the start-finish line where it used to be a bit more. It just feels really good.
Last lap time was at 49.89.
Or was it closer to the Wall of Champions?
The car behind's pitted.
Oh, I meant at Silverstone.
Oh, Silverstone, I'm
Montreal's
sorry.
The gap in
gotten
front has
better
increased. It's
over
now
the
about
years for sure.
15
That
seconds.
definitely was one of the tracks that wasn't that great in the 80s and 90s. We need more low downforce tracks to be
Track
built
temperature is
again.
falling. It's now 25 Celsius.
safety standards won't go up. Plus, they're all street circuits now.
Yeah, we're driving on a track that's just chicanes and straights. And yeah, it's not that safe. Somehow it gets grade 1 though. I just miss the old Hockenheim ring. I think that's where it comes from.
The whole Hockenheim was completely different. It was crazy. Like, German people just seem to love tracks that kill them.
I know, but the track was so much fun with the insane chicane into the Austin curve where you jump down into it and grab the banking and shoot off.
Car left. Clear left.
Oh yeah, I'm finally here. It took me like 10 minutes, but I'm finally here.
Yeah, I mean, it's like here and Le Mans are the only tracks that drive close to it.
The gap behind is now 14 seconds. The gap in front is now 12 seconds.
Oh, the draft actually kind of works.
You get an effect off it?
Yep. But I have to brake like 40 meters earlier to make sure I don't point you.
Yeah, I was on the limit there.
You
And the
can probably
Camaro definitely has worse brakes. I've driven that car a lot.
You can roll a lot more speed to the first part, second part of the first chicane. Like, you're braking a lot there. Anyways, I'm gonna send it.
Wish you luck.
I can just cut that corner.
I know, the Aston, I have it set up to be on the floor because they didn't have time to make a setup.
On your right.
It's like, I would have raised the ride heights to make it clear the death curbs because I knew the losses would be worth it. But, too late.
There's 25 seconds to retch and I am not catching.
Yeah, good luck with that. So are you actually going to use up all that fuel? I had to reduce my fuel by a lot.
I'm definitely using that fuel. Yeah,
I took out like 20 liters and I'm still going to have fuel left by like 8 laps worth.
I'm basically at 3 liters per lap. I'll probably still have like 3 laps left.
Yeah, I would not bring that car to a 24-hour race. It's a gas guzzler.
The Alpine would probably be perfect for a 24-hour race, so with no pit stop restriction.
That car has won the 24 hours of Bahrain. So...
The GT4?
Yep, the Alpine. Alpine GT4. So, it's successful. It makes sense, though. That track definitely suits the Alpine. A lot of tight hairpins and corners.
Plus,
like that.
the endurance layout, not
Behind us now, 13 seconds.
which is even tighter in the middle sector.
Yeah, there's no GT4 that I don't like. Actually, I take that back. There's the McLaren and KTM. They all look cool.
Don't let Michael Menon and Michael Stavitz hear that from you, that you don't like their beloved KTM.
I'm good, very good friends with Michael, and I know how much the KTM sucks. He drives shit cars usually, but he's
I mean, he drove the Lambo last season in 1.8.
I spent 100 hours in a whole painting that thing with him. He's got very, very, very peculiar tastes. I did this recent paint scheme, the Ferrari space car being like a 90s computer.
That was based off a 90s computer?
Yep. Well, I don't know if you know about demo culture, where people come up with like demos for computers, but there's this group known as Future Crew in the early 90s, and he's a big fan of them. So he took artwork from one of those demos and we applied it as like a texture around the car. And it has like floating cubes and stars and stuff. It's all pixel art.
Ooh, going in for a fastest lap of 28.2. 28.2? 58.2. I wish it was at 28.2. Maybe I could catch Gretchen.
I had a 47. Guy fucked it in Parabolica.
F. This is one of the hardest tracks to go quick around.
Yeah, TC likes to grab so much in this Ferrari.
The gap behind is now 13 seconds.
Brake late, keep it tight at the apex, and it's the braking point into T1 and get a drive through.
You've just done a 149.
What do you all think of the TC update and the update for physics?
Good consistency.
I like it. I had to relearn everything, but I mean, it's good to not stay stagnant as long as it's a good thing.
I haven't had too much experience in the higher downforce cars yet, but I really like the change. It seemed like it would activate really easily and very aggressively previously. Whereas now it's just more progressive and slide the tires.
I mean, obviously there's still room for improvement because TC2 is still absolutely useless.
GT2?
TC2 on...
Oh, TC2, okay.
Whatever, lateral longitude, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like, the, amount you actually kick in, while TC1 it's supposed to be... What? it just bogs if it sentences you have any wheel spin in a straight line.
Longitudinal traction control kind of feels like a waste the more I think about it. Because you have ABS, which is the same thing. And then, like, why would you want that getting onto the power?
Gentlemen drivers.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
149.
You gotta think of the market. Those who can drive can't drive the quality stuff.
Apparently the new Lambo's a real handful, even in real life, to drive. According to the Iron Den.
The gap behind is now 13 seconds.
In real life, the Iron Danes are like, it's harder.
The new Lambo drives the wet paper towel. I feel bad for anybody who has to run it.
I don't know how many still manages to like actually wipe the floor with everyone else in D1 with that Lambo.
I can.
Slower class car ahead.
I let off.
So imprecise with this car, it's kind of crazy. Like, it's so big that you can't, like, you don't know exactly where the edges of your car are.
That lap was at 149.27.
Driving the Camaro is certainly a religious experience.
Yes. I mean, I caught Richard by like 5 seconds, but that was in the last 10 minutes.
That's half a second a lap, though. That's a lot. Yeah, I mean, like, your lap is like 58 is less than 1 second off of the pole in a GT4 here. And they were murdering all the curbs.
20 minutes.
Turn 1 and the second chicane. And
I am murdering all the curbs. But times in the sim are really like 2 seconds faster than those in real life anyways.
Alright, that's it for me, guys.
Sixth gear in the Aston Martin feels like a fuel saving gear. It's so long. It starts at 200 kilometers an hour.
I think you've got 30 kilometers left.
It takes me from 200 to 250. It's like, bro.
That was 149.66. The guy behind's catching. The gap's now 12 seconds.
I actually didn't know these cars
Faster than I was
used
into.
250. I think
Very
it's got that like
anti-Delta
250, 240.
Slower class car ahead.
Oh yeah, I understand what you mean about the the third year now.
You'll
For
feel
sure.
it in the Lesmos and Parabolica.
Coming through a Scari, I usually am able to like get on the curbs when I want to pretty easily. I turned, the car just kept going straight.
Yeah, it doesn't like it in this Scari too. Anything third gear higher is just not gonna happen.
Alright guys, have a good night.
Alright.
Hey, you,
Thanks for hosting, Curtis.
No problem, man.
I actually haven't run
Last lap was at
any
149,
driving sessions
179.
continuously this long in many work, and my bone's starting to go a bit numb.
I'm running hydraulic brakes. How do you think I feel?
Okay, I'm running G29 brakes. I wish I had hydraulics.
They're worth it. They're also a lot of work to keep up with. It's kind of like working on a car.
I just want like those Monza SRPs, and I think I don't need anything else. Like to get fast track from that point with DD and SRPs, like actual load cell pedals of any kind. It's just driver skill at that point.
You're paying for immersion.
I think I
use that one hydraulic pedals.
I think I lose a couple tenths per lap, at least like 3 tenths, by just not being as precise as I would be on a set of load spells on these set.
The gap behind is now 12
You want the
seconds.
honest truth, like what's going to improve time and what's not. It's going to come down to a few things, like 3 things. First thing is you're going to need a load cell, or you're going to need like a hydraulic brake, or like one of those like
Slower class car ahead.
force feedback brakes or whatever that they just came out with. Like you need something that can be like solid when you step on it, because the spring like in a Logitech isn't going to cut it, and you can't learn to trail brake on that.
I'm trail braking, but it's not easy.
It's not the same. You have to teach yourself something that's not trail brake in order to figure it out. And it's not natural. It's really hard to learn. Whereas trail braking on a race brake pedal is like completely natural. It's easy.
Your lap times are increasing.
Then
Keep your focus.
as smooth as a wheelbase you can get that's really fast and reactive. Nowadays they have a lot of budget direct drives. That would be the answer.
They're like 600 actually, wasn't I saying?
Yeah, you need a crazy strong one, but anything that's like 8 Newton meters or less will be more than enough for running GT cars and even Formula cars. And another huge thing is a Formula wheel, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's
huge pace advantage.
that's what I'm aiming for. And I can get one doing something.
I'd put it in that order from 1 to 3, but the biggest thing is the brake.
But how much time did you find once you... Was it all at once, or did you go incrementally?
You're not paying for lap time, because people confuse that. What you're paying for is to make less mistakes, and you're paying to have a good time. But I'd build your setup around immersion if you're going to do that. So comfort and immersion. Like for example, okay, I have a hydraulic brake now. You think you're done? No. What you need at this point is you need a pair of racing shoes. So those are an extra $100 to get a pair of Sparko like karting shoes.
The gap behind
They're
is
more
now
depending
11
on whether you have big
seconds.
feet or not. Because you need something with a thin, flexible sole that's thin. I mean, you could do water shoes, but those will
Hydraulics would
ruin you.
decrease mistakes. I just wouldn't like, I don't know, anything more than like 70 to 100 kg load cell do the trick in terms of consistency.
Oh, you don't need a high to go all the way to that point. Like Fanatec's got some good brakes. I don't really know what's in the mid market, but like, you know, I'm sure there's something cheap instead of hoisting belt sprints.
Like, are you using the Simagic P2000?
Slower class car ahead.
I'm using a highly modified set of Rick Motec tilt and pedals with the clutch, because I drive H pattern most of the time, or at least have. So if something doesn't have a clutch, it's not going to happen for me. Whereas for most people, they can stomach not having one. But yeah, definitely something with the clutch is going to cost you at least
On your left.
maybe 40% more.
Clear left.
Just because there isn't as much demand for it, and because they can sell it for more. I wouldn't recommend my model just because it's kind of outdated now at this point. It's a model from like 2015 and it was around 2019.
Oh, I'm breaking point. Please.
I'd recommend like a set of hoisting belt sprints for most people if they want to get into the better pedals market.
They plus one on that. I came from a G29 and went to sprints and not looking back at all.
You will not regret it.
Yeah,
It's a
definitely
broad
not.
I used to use forever.
I don't know if I can stomach the cost of a sprint though. It's like 500 pounds.
Yep. Well, it's either you spend that or you spend 2,000 or you run Logitechs. You know, it's a small
mid-range stuff. And used market is probably what I'm gonna be going for.
You're coming up on a slower car.
Yeah, Clubsport V3s
Clubsports
are really good.
awesome. I would definitely recommend, if you can't go for the hoisting belts, get a good set of Fanatec.
I've heard conflicting reports on that because some people say
Right side.
the new
Clear right.
Elite V2s are easier to trail brake on than the Club Sports.
Quality is the only thing that matters. Don't think about easy to trail brake. Adjustable is also really huge if you can get something where you can adjust the weight, or if there's eBay mods that exist.
The gap behind is now 10 seconds.
Because you might want something heavy. You might not, because you run cars with ABS. If you want to run cars with ABS, you actually want a lighter brake. I run a lot of formula stuff, so my brake is super heavy. It's like 100 to 150 pounds. So it's like, 60 to 80 kilos.
Class leader.
And hitting on that thing for these 2-3 hour races, it's exercise, it's a workout. I come out and covered in sweat, but I'm a skier.
All right, Brian. 10 minutes to go.
Oh,
That's 10
wait,
minutes
no,
left.
down track.
It's normal.
That lap time was 1:49.92.
I mean, no, she's just lagging. Oh yeah, she's just lagging. She's just lagging. He's still there.
But yeah, this hobby, like a G29 is definitely more than enough to keep you sustained. If you want to do more, just consider a rig.
I think my G29s come like to the end of their career. They've carried me quite a long way, and they're like actually getting worn. I know there's like a drastic difference in quality from when I first got them to now. Like the brake pedal feels a lot less stiff than it used to. The leather is just worn because I don't wear gloves and it's hard. That's all my sweat and grime.
Yeah, it is possible to quote unquote break them in, wear them in. I wish more pedal sets were adjustable and had replaceable parts, so that way you can get them feeling nice and tight.
I mean, you can replace the little spring thing they have in there, but I just don't want to go through the trouble of opening them up if I'm gonna get new ones in like a month or two anyways.
Yeah, for me it's constant tuning. Like every 2 weeks I'm back there, topping off brake fluid, making adjustments, getting my hands all dirty. Yeah, I had to program the software using like binary code, punching a button on a box. It's work, but if you want to go for that 100% and get the most out of it, that's the way to go. Most people are going to want something that's more of a compromise.
11 seconds.
I just want the best performance to price ratio. Because I still want to like have some
Fanatec, Club Sports, or Hoisting Belt Springs. There used to be a bunch of smaller pedal makers, but it looks like a lot of them have went out of business. Looks like they're also done out of people's garages as well. Sim Racing Garage is a great channel. He makes good videos on
Very rolling.
Yep, he's great.
Yeah,
If you want non-biased reviews of equipment, that's the place to go.
Reviews. He does the Lord's work when it comes to sim reviews, like everything.
Yeah, trust him over anyone else, because other people don't buy their stuff.
Also, he talks about literally everything. He'll like, especially when it comes to wheelbases, he'll disassemble them, look at the electronics, look for common points of failure he thinks could arise. He gives us very detailed information on what his experience has been, and then he like looks at the software and everything.
Yeah, I definitely bought a couple products he's reviewed over the years. Yeah, he has gripes on some stuff that, like, after owning it, I'm like, what? You have a problem with this part? It's, like, funny. Like, he was complaining that on the Fanatec shifter, in sequential mode, the stick knob for, like, sequential shift is too light. Compared to the ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they weigh, like, the same. I run both of them for different purposes, but it's just funny. But
I have to consider getting under before the end of this race. Salvage a P2.
I'm not sure if the car wants to break deeper into Parabolica or Apex earlier.
I've been double apexing Parabolica this entire race, to be honest with you. But I don't think this. If I try to carry the speed, the car just slides. I do on exit and I lose all my momentum.
5 minutes to go. You're looking good for a podium.
Well, I guess I've been breaking the turn one well enough.
Okay, the pack on the outside, or does he back out? Oh my god! You stayed in. Oh, that was so close. I'm gonna have to look at the replay of that after this race.
What this race reminds me of with the field spread, Arca at Pocono.
I don't watch NASCAR or Overwatch.
Nobody watches Arca at Pocono. It's my home track though, and they literally let you in for free there because nobody wants to see Arca there. The race is terrible.
They let you in for free?
Yeah, because you'll buy concessions and merch and stuff, and the track makes money off of that. You can see, like, the main.
Honda made the mistake of, like, trying to break behind me and draft, and almost got to me. Can you catch him, Jacobs?
I've gotten no drafts. I just keep getting held up by people in the straights. The straights in the corners. That's all I've gotten.
I got so close to completing the last of first challenge, even after taking an extra pit stop for 40 seconds of damage. 10 seconds.
5 minutes of fuel remaining.
Direction ahead.
Oh, you definitely have the pace.
Yeah, I don't know. I just had that really odd collision in the beginning. He was squeezing me, and I think we had a net code crash or something. Or maybe I just it might have been that I unconsciously moved to the left a bit and ended my race.
You're making me think of running the next season with the Camaro again, since it looks so quick here.
Yeah, it is, but I did do I think 16 up to practice. 4 hours before the race.
I must stick with the Aston though, try something different.
Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go.
I think I might go for the KTM if I don't do GT3s. I don't know if I will do GT3s. Right now I'm registered in the Ferrari, but I don't know if I'll change my mind.
The new Ferrari is something special. It's only a matter of time until BOP ruins it for everyone.
Yeah.
This happens every time a good car comes out.
This is the last lap, I think. Maybe, I don't know though.
They'll just be known as the slow person's car in a couple months' time, sadly.
True. They just do that so people actually buy the car. They mess up BOP when new cars come out, so people buy it and then they try to balance it out, but the nerf is often too strong, so it doesn't actually balance it out. Then they have to buff it again in a couple months.
Nah, I don't think they're trying to sell content. I think the cars sell themselves.
Was the new car just always so much faster?
The new cars should always be faster. That's what happens.
That's not true. When the Audi the Evo 2 came out, it wasn't fast.
It was good to drive.
But yeah, keep it together. We'll be on the podium.
Quite a lot back when it came out.
Very little fuel left.
Especially at longer tracks where aero was, well, not even aero, just rotation. I used that at Barcelona. Just everywhere where there wasn't too many high-speed corners, but there were important traction zones. That's where people used it.
I ran it on for fun league races where I couldn't have enough time to make a setup or practice. I would just take it and run the aggressive reset with some very light changes, knowing full well that the car would be safe and fun to drive.
8 seconds to rush in. Yeah, I think this is it, right?
Sir's on his last lap now.
Yeah, and he's in front of me, so I am done with this race. Oh wait, am I not? Okay, I guess we're still going. Oh no, he's behind me actually.
So do we know if Kunos is working on a bespoke engine for their next title, or is it just going to be Unreal again?
No, I think Eris said something about it, but don't quote me on this. But I'm pretty sure it's a brand new engine. I know he complained about limitations with Unreal.
I know they've really struggled with Unreal until probably about this year.
Well done, Brian. Great drive. That's a podium.
I mean, this is the best running game on Unreal that I can think of.
It might be the best looking, to be honest.
I need some work in VR.
Yeah.
I can't anywhere near max out the graphics just because I'm running too many pixels.
Dude, 7 seconds to rush in. If only there was 10 more minutes, I'd have had him.
Only you and Una didn't come together in Parabolic at the beginning of the race.
Wait,
That was an extended practice session if I've ever
Then-
driven one.
Una didn't run in the
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah, I didn't have the crashes under. Well, at least it made this race interesting though, because I think I'd just driven off and it would have been kind of boring.
You got driver of the day unless somebody else pulled something crazy off in GT3.
Done. Race finished, 23 bonus.
In your first stint or second stint?
2.2 on the first, 2.3 on the second stint.
I had 2.1 on the first.
2.1? How?
You were.
It's
I have
Monza.
no idea.
It's Monza.
Yeah, you were going quite a lot faster.
But it was my rear right. My rear left was like 2.4. Yeah, I don't understand that.
Tire wear, I was getting.
I feel great on tire wear. I didn't notice
I got
any.
light graining on my front right for some reason. Do I know why? No, but I was
Alright,
getting
line's been crossed. Let's check.
2.2, 2.1, and then my second set was much better in terms of tire wear. Still light graining on front right though.
No graining, no blisters, nothing.
Did no one else get?
Wait, light graining on my right front.
Yeah, why is that? There's no. It's all left. No, right hand corner. So why is the right front graining?
I'm gonna read my tires out just to see if there's any comparison between the Aston and the Camaro. 2.5, then roughly 2.6 on the right, then roughly 2.354, and there's like 2.4. Take out the rears.
Sure, though, that was the most fun I've ever had at Monza. Gotta say, first couple laps.
Yeah, no, that was a bunch of fun. I can't wait until GT3 comes here. Actually, it's gonna be a blast.
I knew I was gonna catch up if you actually passed me, which was exactly what happened. So,
I was sitting on 3 warnings for about 60 minutes. So.
I also saw Al chasing me down at the end.
Yeah, GT3s here are going to be a blast. I'm still thinking that I'm going to be like a second off pace for qualifying. Like someone's going to put a low 46 in and just crush my hopes and dreams.
46 is esport time.
I can see it.
Didn't they? I mean, that was before the.
No, the Merc was doing 45s, but everyone else was doing 46s. No.
I can't remember if I think Lamborghini might have stepped into the.
I'm gonna have to go soon, but quick race review? Why not?
It was a great time.
Yeah.